Go. Oh my gosh. Hello and welcome to episode 23 of the Sega Addicts After Hours. I'm your host, Scotty Moe, and with me today is only the mysterious Pocky X.
I am Mustache Man!
His identity is still unknown.
Yes.
So, Tom, what have you been playing?
You said it was unknown. Okay. So, I bought a game for the Vita that I already have. I bought Persona 4 the Golden. Even though I already have the Solid Gold edition that I still haven't opened because I'm a terrible person.
What's the Solid Gold edition?
It is it comes with a case, it comes with stickers, it comes with a screen guard, and all this is great if you have the old style Vita and not the Vita 2000 like I do.
Was it released in the US, that version?
Yes, I bought it post-release for like $120 because I'm a tard. And because of that, I haven't opened it yet.
I don't even remember that being a thing.
But I did also buy the physical Persona 4 Golden, which I had pre-ordered, and now I lost. So
Wow.
I don't know where that is, so I bought the digital Persona 4 the Golden, which makes Persona 4 a game I've bought 5 times. Twice on PS2, twice with the Golden, and 1 solid gold.
If you tuned in last week, that's up there with my 5 copies of Resident Evil.
Yes, I did tune in for that. I sent you tweets as I was listening to it.
Yep. And I do want to correct myself. The 5th that I said was the GameCube is actually not. It's another version of... Oh, crap. Let me see here. Where'd the other thing go? Sorry. Unedited podcast, ladies and gents. This
Woo!
is the greatest hits version of the director's cut, and then you have... That one's DualShock compatible. Then you have the one that came out before that. There are actually 2 different covers. And there are also, the discs look very slightly different. That is red. That one is not.
So I
am a super tool. We're both super toolcast.
Yay! I also bought the perviest game I own now. That is
Isn't that the like overly sexual or homoerotic shooter, or am I thinking of something else?
You're thinking of Shoaniki.
It's something that starts with P, I thought.
No, that's Sexy Parodius that I.
Yep, that's it.
But another overly sexual homosexual shooter is Shoaniki, which is on the PlayStation, and you can get it on the PSN because reasons. I also picked up Akiba's Trip.
I saw that, and it was like, oh, look, this is out. And I had no idea what it was, but I'm like, isn't that the place in Japan? And I'm like reading the bag, and I'm like, this doesn't really tell me anything about the game, but it's probably a visual novel.
It is not. It is a beat-em-up. And
Whoa.
So here's the premise of the game. You're fighting these vampires. Vampires who can go out in every day, but they're still sensitive to sunlight. So you defeat them by ripping off their clothing. And that's the thing that this game wants you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So the look on your face is priceless.
Is it multiplayer?
Would you ever want to play this game with someone else?
A beat 'em up? It's a beat 'em up.
It's not that kind of beat 'em up. It's a little janky. The controls are stiff.
Wow. Well, I forgot about the cover of it. I don't know if anyone can see that 'cause I'm too lazy to do a screen share, I guess. Is that coming through at all?
It's coming through.
Whoops. Derp. How do things work? The girls' clothes are coming off.
Yeah, it is. It has dating sim elements. This is not a game you play with other people.
Oh, it says single player. And that is the first...
What I really like about the design...
Wikipedia, that's the first screenshot.
Yeah, that is a thing that's happening.
I gotta find out who reserved that at my local GameStop, because when I was up there, the manager was like, "Didn't you reserve that?" Because the only thing I have reserved right now is Miku, so he just kind of assumes that I'm into everything anime, which is fine. But but I'm like, no, but I need to find out who did now after learning what this is.
Yeah, and so the beat 'em up controls not that good. When you're moving around the environments, your character kind of controls as if it's on a D-pad, even though you're using a control stick, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so pushing it slightly goes into full movement, and then...
Oh, yeah, okay.
It really does, and it will surprise no one to find out that this is based on a PSP game. So, yeah, it controls like a PSP game. It looks like an up-res PSP game. It does not look like a Vita game. Yeah. And apparently this is also on the PS3 and PS4, and I can't imagine how shit that must look on a big screen.
I wonder if it's multiplayer on either of those then. I could see, like, if just the portable is not. But I don't know. I kind of want to see screenshots of this thing. So
it's not good looking, but I'll tell you what, it's kind of fun.
Like that's all that matters.
It is fun to play, and the game has dating sim mechanics, which I'm always into.
Right.
And the game
is the second
surprisingly funny. It is legit really funny, except for one instance where it uses a slur for transgender people, and that wasn't cool.
Oh, wow.
It gets a little weird. There's an interface in the game called Pitter, Pitter. You can imagine what that's making fun of.
Maybe Twitter.
And it's but in the Japanese original, I believe it was designed as a parody of 2chan, which we have the American infamous 4chan.
Oh, okay.
So you can imagine how the idea of putting a slur in there isn't really far off from the actual language used on these services.
Great.
So yeah, the fact that it's in there isn't surprising. I kind of wish the translation team left it out. It kind of brings the whole tone of the game down a bit, but otherwise,
especially if it sounds like it's kind of a happy-go-lucky sort of goofy thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just going to say what it is. No, I'm not going to. Never mind. I just realized I'd be going against what I just said.
There are people running around in their underwear in the screenshots I'm looking at.
Yeah, the game...
And then there's a guy taking pictures. Is it like fantastic, like Dead Rising or something all of a sudden?
You know what? You have a camera in the game. I haven't figured out what it's for yet, though.
Probably nothing good that you want to be proud of.
It is nothing that you want to show to your friends, probably. But I imagine it's just so you could take pictures of characters and use that as your phone background in the game.
Can't wait to see the trophies you unlock in this, Tom.
Well, from what I hear, it's a pretty short game because it's designed for you to play it like a dating sim, like date the different characters. I should also add that
everything you're saying is making less and less sense. It's a game that you probably don't want to play with anyone because people's clothes fall off, and there's a camera, but you don't really use the camera. But I think and it's a short game because it's like a dating sim, but it's just beat 'em up.
Yeah, this game has everything an otaku can possibly want. Plus, it has, and this I can't confirm, but from what everyone is saying, has a pretty good scale model of Akihabara in it. So you're actually running around Akihabara with real locations from it. You can see a big Sega sign in there. You can buy Hyperdimension Neptunia merch in the game and use it as a weapon.
So what you're saying is you want to review this for the site?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Nice.
I don't want to get I don't want to get a reputation for only reviewing pervy games, but I kind of do.
That's not an issue because I mean, what else is coming out that's related to Sega?
Yeah, in fact, in the opening...
I don't mean that they're putting out perverted games. I mean, Sega's not putting out many games right now. That's all I meant.
Yep. And there's some Disgaea references. There's a Disgaea merch that you can buy in the game as well. So,
I have a feeling it could be a reference game out the butt.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more references in it if you're Japanese and playing the Japanese version. For me, it's just a fun time in Akihabara, and I'd like to review it. I think it's good. So far.
Cool.
I've only gotten a little bit into it, but...
Okay, cool. Anything else? What?
Um, I've been playing a little Persona 4 Arena with the intent of fighting Brett. You're laughing at the mustache, aren't you?
Yeah, because you turned around and it got confused.
So yeah, I was playing a bit Persona 4 Arena and realizing I have gotten bad at that game.
I haven't played it. I'm not going to touch that till I finish Golden.
Yeah, because there is quite a bit spoilers at the end of Golden.
Well, that and I mean I'll like not care about the characters at all unless I finish that game first. So.
Yeah, that's true. I hate to be that guy, but I really think you could actually get away with not playing the. If all you care about is the story, then you can watch the anime, and the anime is fantastic. Persona 4, the animation. But if you're into grindy dungeon crawling dating sim style game, then by all means go for it. But it's a lot of hours to put in just to play a fighting game.
Well, I said last week I'm like 5 hours in, or where I said I said where I was, and Brett was like, "Oh, you're still early on." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm 5 hours into this game."
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not expecting it to be short. It's an RPG.
I have another Shin Megami Tensei game where I was like, I think I'm about 12 hours in, so I think I'm going to restart because I'm still early in, and I don't know where I am in the game anymore.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 12 hours. That's early in a Shin Megami Tensei game.
I mean, the first RPG I ever finished was Tales of Symphonia, and that took me years of on and off. Like, RPGs and I just don't get along. I remember when I finished Panzer Dragoon Saga, like, it beat the game, credits rolled, I look at my progression screen and it said 60% was done in terms of, like, unlocking everything and finding all the stuff and whatever. So, I mean, me and RPGs... Yeah.
Yeah, so I tried playing it off of a not burned copy. And...
On a Saturn?
Yeah, on a Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
I mod chipped my Saturn.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's so janky. I don't know. I found it difficult.
It looks rough now, but it's still like it controls well. Well, actually, I should ask: are you playing it with the 3D analog controller or the regular?
Regular.
See, I tried it with the regular, but it's definitely built with like when you're flying around and stuff. It's built with that thumbstick in mind.
Because I was thinking about trying Christmas Nights, but I don't have that 3D controller.
Yeah, do not play a Nights game without that controller.
Okay. Good to know then.
That was one instance in my life where I almost threw a controller at the screen when I rented Nights as a clueless kid, just knowing like, ooh, Sonic Team! And almost sounded like Choo Choo Rocket there. Sonic Team! But, and I was so mad because I couldn't even get through a level using the regular controller. So yeah, I implore you to only play that game with a 3D controller.
All right, I'll just play the HD remake of Nights then.
It's good, but the Christmas add-on isn't complete, and that's a small gripe that's not going to ruin the game for you at all. But that's me.
But what about
What the hell? I think Brett's trying to get in here.
I think he is.
What a piece of crap. Let's talk some shit about him before he gets in here.
Brett, you douchebag.
He doesn't really have a girlfriend in Australia. He just talks to his shadow and silver dolls. And things like that. I don't remember how to keep talking about not playing Panzer Dragoon.
I will say it is the I don't know. I started playing it. The controls were iffy. The graphics were really dark and
really
funky.
Wait, for Panzer Dragoon, really dark. That's interesting. Well, were you playing it on an HD TV or were you playing it on a tube TV?
What the fuck, Brett? Yes, I was on an HD TV.
Oh, there's Brett's chin.
Yep.
You're on HD? That's probably one reason it sucked for you.
We can't hear Brett.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Brett. We're not worried about. There's the ceiling. All right, Ceiling Cast live.
Only this could happen to us. This is what happened.
we're not going to say where it's from, so Brett doesn't lose any. There's a soda.
Yeah,
Wait, hold it up closer, Brett. Oh, you piece
Oh,
of
you
shit.
son of a fucking whore.
You piece of shit. For everyone listening, Brett bought a Diet Coke that says Maria.
Oh, actually, we don't even know if he bought it. He's just carrying a Diet Coke.
He might just be holding it. He might just. Oh my gosh,
Brett looks like he's in a scene getting chased by Liam Neeson.
Diet Maria. Yeah, Brett, you look like you're in a J.J. Abrams film or something right now.
This is coming to you live from Brett. Once again, we're not saying where he is. Oh,
Brett
look,
Cam. Yeah, you better mute yourself, Brett.
Yeah, you're so loud.
I can't hear you at all. We'll just describe what we're seeing on Brett's screen. There's his face. There's his nose. There's the ceiling again. There's some lights. It looks like he might be in a warehouse. There's his hair some more. He's just going to live stream him leaving wherever he is and then eventually getting home to his computer, probably. This is what... I mean, if he has no excuse to not join the Dreamcast marathon when I do that, because he could just live stream it from wherever he is.
Yeah, that's and not be heard, might I add.
It's just fucking Hatfield chin cam right now.
I don't know why he hasn't hung up yet.
I think he's trying to put the phone in his pocket now.
Now he saluted us.
He said either one word or see you later or 1 second. We might be doing.
Oh, he's gone.
He left.
What
a loss. What a loss.
I was going to hold up the box I was going to give him, but I'll save that for when he gets on.
That was a pretty entertaining 30 seconds there.
Yeah, I bet the listeners loved it.
Yeah, this is good radio. What the hell are we talking about? Oh, yeah, Panzer Dragoon.
I'm playing it. Don't play it on an HD.
That's probably why the colors look like shit.
Okay.
I've never played it on an HD TV, and so, yeah, that's probably why. Brett, stop messaging us! BRB, we figured that out when you hung up on us.
Oh my fucking god, Brett. How do you do this? How do you do this?
Alright, anyway.
I love that I know Brett.
What else you been playing?
So I've been playing Persona 4 The Golden, just getting through the opening, and I now realize just how fucking long that opening is again, because you were talking about you fell asleep during. I can see that.
Yeah, when I played for the first time, I remember falling asleep. Well, I remember waking up and I was at the school entrance. But I was also, I'm not even kidding you, I was holding down the X button and when I woke up.
I also got in the mail from the lovely folks at NIS.
Oh,
I got this guy a 4. Oh, fuck, now we can actually hear him.
Oh, no, I heard static. Whoa.
Wait a second.
Oh my gosh, Brett, your video feed looks like a music video from Sonic Underground because it keeps going from vertical to horizontal. Nope. Alright, this is going to be a Sonic Underground music video. When you got the 411, have you got the 411, have you got the 411? Don't try to talk to us while you're driving. Or are you in England or anywhere other than the U.S. because you're not in the driver's seat?
Yeah, my mom's driving. Say hello.
Hi.
Hello.
You are on podcast.
I bet she's so proud of you right now and happy to be on the internet. This might be a first for any Sega-related podcast to have one of the hosts' moms on it.
We should have an episode where it's all of our moms talking to each other and expressing how disappointed in us they are.
That's
Well, I mean, Scotty.
Out the internet. What did I do?
Well, you did do that one podcast on your way home from work, or to a gig or something.
I was actually driving from my mom's house to my apartment, and all I did was set the phone on my lap and hope for the best.
And it didn't work.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah. Well, I think I've got better signal here than you had there, possibly.
Yeah.
I hope you don't have T-Mobile, or you will die. The feed will die.
Yeah. And yes, I did buy.
Get that off.
Brett,
Get that
you
out
wanna
of
see?
there.
You want to see a package I got for you, Brett?
But I'm afraid to ask.
Yeah, let me turn off the mustache for this moment, because it's a big moment for you, and I wouldn't want to spoil it with a mustache.
A little too much mustache happening. Got to tone down the mustache level.
Da-da.
Hello, is that? Oh man,
You shouldn't be getting that. I should, jerk.
that's like the freaking. Yeah, it's Mom's phone.
Hey.
Oh, there's dope. Thank you.
That is the thing I am sending to you.
Wait, what?
That is the thing I am sending to you.
I'm on the podcast.
Doing the podcast.
Yeah, on the go.
How many?
Unexpected. What? Oh,
He's doing a podcast on the go.
I'm so sorry. My dad called.
You brought this upon yourself.
Shut up, Mom! I'm doing a podcast!
Mom, I'm in a dungeon! Boss fight! Boss fight!
Mom, I'm famous on the internet!
We're talking about what we've been playing.
Shitty phone.
Brett, what has your mom been playing?
Been there a few minutes.
They're asking you, what games have you been playing?
What games do I play?
Like, what have you played this week? I know you've been playing, like, some Street Fighter or something.
Oh, you know, Street Fighter. It is a bomb. Street Fighter.
Everybody just friggin' died.
I played the Jewel.
Oh, yeah, Bejeweled, yes. Bejeweled game. Whatever.
Oh, man. This is amazing. Stevie has no idea what he's missing. I didn't know we were going to have a guest on this week, and Stevie's missing it.
This is everything I've ever wanted.
I'm podcasting.
What?
A few minutes.
Alright, Brett, I think we should hang up on you for now to get the staticiness down, and then you'll join us when we get back to the computer?
Yeah, I will just rejoin you guys when I get home. And then I will go into what I've been playing, because I actually had
It's been playing a lot.
Shut up!
Maybe we could get confirmation from your mom that you really do have a girlfriend, but we think it's actually a Shadow and Silver doll that you just talked to.
They say they can get confirmation from you that I actually do have a girlfriend and not just a Shadow the Hedgehog doll. They don't understand what. Shut up!
Oh, God.
It's so great for the listeners. All right, Brett, call us when you get home.
I will, and after I smack both of these people.
His girlfriend's a hedgehog in the shadows.
I knew it! I knew it!
Yes!
And I ejected Brett from the call because we had confirmation he had nothing more to say.
Yep, that's absolutely it. Okay, can we just have Brett's parents on every week?
Oh, man.
That was the best
That was magical.
podcasting ever. It was magical.
That was a happy accident right there.
Let me get my mustache. There we go.
Oh my gosh. What the hell is going on? Did you play anything else?
Yeah, as I said, I pre-ordered Disgaea for Vita because everyone cares. Nothing I say can beat what just happened.
No.
And it was fun. I had some good times. The Disgaea series might be my favorite strategy RPG series.
I can't do those.
Well, see, here's the thing. I don't like Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm one of the people that hates it. And I hate almost every strategy RPG game, except the Disgaea series. They're game series that, even for a game series that you can dedicate like hundreds of hours into just grinding the hell out of these games, they're games that respect your time. So even though you're in for grind-heavy games where you max out your character levels into 9,000, level 9,999, or some butt-fucking crazy level cap, what they really do is they make characters move on the grid quickly. They make leveling up your other characters a breeze. And they make it all just fun. It respects your time, which is so much more than I could say about most strategy RPGs.
Yeah.
And Disgaea 4 on the Vita is a fantastic starting point because it really is its own story and is all of the best mechanics.
That's cool. Did you try playing Project Crosstone on 3DS at all?
That was shit.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out because I don't play many tactics games, but I thought the fan service would hold through.
Yeah, and I kept on waiting for the fan service to get bad, and the fan service never got bad. It was always fun to play through that much, but oh my god, that is a game that did not respect your time.
No, it could have. I don't know. It was long-winded.
Yeah, and the jokes were good but not great. It was just a bad time. Really, Disgaea on the DS is pretty good, but it's not the best version. You can play all of the best of Disgaea on the Vita, actually. You can get Disgaea 1 for the PSP, 2 for the PSP, Infinite, which is a visual novel, Disgaea 3, and Disgaea 4 now.
Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the Vita that doesn't make sense that it's getting released in the U.S.
Well, the Vita, like everyone's saying, no games on the Vita. Well, are you a weirdo who likes otaku shit? No.
Yeah.
Then get the fuck out. This isn't what that's for.
Do you want the entire PSP library? Because it's almost on there now at this point.
Almost. There's the one fucking game that is the only. Oh my god. Story time. Story time.
Is it Parasite Eve?
No.
Oh.
When I bought the PS Vita, me and my girlfriend were playing Phantasy Star Portable 2 all the time together.
Oh, I played the first one a little bit, not much though.
2 is very much superior, and I highly recommend it. But my girlfriend and I were playing that all the time, and she said she actually got a little ticked at me that I was trading in my PSP to get a Vita.
Oh.
And I said, don't worry about it. They're porting. It's going to have PSP compatibility. That's what they said. They told me. Jack Tretton made a promise, and I believed him.
But what would you do with your save data, regardless?
I can always re-roll a character. It's no biggie. That's not a biggie. That's not a biggie. I know all the passwords.
Actually, is it possible to put it on a PS3 and then load it from there onto your Vita, maybe?
Nope. It's
okay. I don't know.
I've never been more disappointed in anything. So from day one, Phantasy Star Portable 2 was not available. And then as you continue on, every month, first of every month, I was checking, all right, is Phantasy Star ready yet? Nope. It was, actually for the first part, is almost every week. I have been so betrayed by the Phantasy Star series in every way. Just them not bringing the Phantasy Star games to the Vita, not bringing Phantasy Star Online 2 here, and now they announced a Phantasy Star Nova pack-in with the goddamn case, and that's not coming here either yet.
Yep.
No one fucking knows, no one fucking cares, it's my favorite series.
You might notice on the site that we don't update about Phantasy Star much anymore. It's because it's very hard for me to paint that series in a positive light right now because we're getting so boned over it. And I don't think it's like fan rage at this point. Like what I'm saying, the last Phantasy Star game we got was probably Portable 2, or was it 0 on the DS? Did that come out in between the portables?
Well, it's one of those two, and they're both solid fucking games.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's not worth getting mad over, but it does seem like it's just kind of being forgotten about. I don't know.
I'm
or
usually...
not forgotten about, but there's no effort going towards it. And whatever, you can't throw your money everywhere at every country. I understand that, but there's clearly demand for it.
I'm usually of the mind that nothing in video games is really worth getting angry about. But
Yeah.
And if Sega would just say it's not happening, then anger ended because anger would solve nothing.
That's the
But
thing
right
too. Yeah.
now,
But anyway,
they're saying nothing.
yeah. But we could talk about that forever. That could be a whole podcast. Have you been playing anything else?
And that's all I've been playing, finally.
All right. Cool deal. I have been, well, went to Dave & Buster's last week for someone's birthday and played a bunch of LA Machine Guns and air hockey and started to play House of the Dead, but we had a timed card thing, so I had to run away from it and use it somewhere else, but it's no big deal. I've played that thing back and forth, but it was the second one. They only had 2, 3, and 4.
House of the Dead 2?
Yeah, that's what I started playing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Actually, I started playing it with 2 guns by myself. But other than the stuff there, I played. Oh, well, we'll talk about it more, but I played Crazy Taxi City Rush a good bit more, finished the review for that. And I played Gex Enter the Gecko. I hope I don't have to explain much of that game. But you know what? Huh?
I remember it very fondly. I'm pretty sure it doesn't hold up.
I think it doesn't hold up as a logical collectathon because all the remotes that you have to collect in it. For those that don't know, maybe our younger listeners, I don't know. It's like what Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64, run around, collect things, get through levels, and its gimmick is just Gex is stuck in different TV and movie worlds and stuff. So you collect TV remotes, but there's usually 3 starting out. There's 3 remotes to a level, and usually the first one is like collect all of these things, or defeat these 2 enemies, or the one that's like that'll take you the longest to get to is basically get as far as you can to the sort of end of the level, you know. And then there's bonus ones, hidden ones. It's just a fun platformer. I like it. I remember it fondly. I think I played that one more than Mario 64. Like, Mario 64, the more and more I talk about it, the more I realize there are better things out there than that game. It was a pioneer, but, you know.
I just don't understand why the internet has taken, like, I don't know. There's so much, like, people saying Mario 64 is not as good as you remember it. And I played it, like, a couple months ago, and it was just as good as I remember it.
It's good.
It
still has all of that charm. Like, it's definitely one of the best open world collectathon games out there. Like, I'll play that over Donkey Kong. I thought Donkey Kong 64 was horribly overrated. Banjo-Kazooie I haven't played too much of, but everyone says that I should. I think I never played that much because I played Mario to death, and then I played Gex to death, so I didn't care about anything else. But Gex is fun, and what I was going to say is I was going to give Mater props to it. Since it's TV and stuff, there's tons of stupid quotes that he puts a spin on by adding, you know, he's a gecko. He'll say something, he'll replace a word with the word tail or tongue or lick or whatever stupid joke they come up with. But he doesn't say it that often. And I will compare that to such games as Deadpool. Deadpool is fucking annoying in his game. He's not funny. And I say that by just being someone that was just sitting in a room while someone else was playing it, and all I heard was him over everything else. Like, every 5 minutes there was some stupid joke. And whatever. But played some...
Wasn't Gex voiced by, like, a comedian or something?
Maybe. I don't know. Wikipedia. Here we go. Why don't you look that up while I talk about the next horrible game I played? Duke Nukem Time to Kill. Didn't know that existed or cared.
Wait, which was that for?
That's for PS1. This was I was looking through my
back one.
Yeah, I was looking through my closet for other shit and found some PS1 games that I forgot I owned, and that was one of them. Duke Nukem Time to Kill is a third-person shooter. The controls are atrocious, absolutely fucking horrible, to the point that I got stuck in the very beginning of the game because I was jumping into something that if I had walked up to and pressed the fire button, I would have climbed over, and I found that out eventually. Because X fires your gun and is also the use button, but only when you don't have a gun equipped. Good job. Good job, GT Interactive or whoever the fuck picked that up. It's not 3D Realms. They didn't have anything to do with it other than the license, I think. But
Yeah, why would they?
I could be totally wrong, but it was bad, and for some reason I want to play it more. But let's see.
Gex was voiced by Dana Gould.
No clue who that is. What else did he do? She, he, it.
I don't know who he is, but he's a comedian. And one of
Okay.
the writers for The Simpsons, and he also helped write the game itself.
Oh, okay, interesting.
With 700 voiceovers for Gex.
Holy crap. Well, that makes sense because there's a lot of levels, and he's usually got like anywhere from 5 to 10 lines for that level. That could be totally wrong. I'm throwing out all kinds of facts I don't know tonight. Whatever. And I also played a good bit more BioShock. I don't think you were on the podcast when I mentioned it, or maybe you were. Have you played that, Tom?
Yeah, you're talking about going just wrench only on the doctor.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
That's
I like the first BioShock for the most part.
Mhm.
I really liked Infinite.
Oh, I recognize that guy who did Gex's voice. I looked him up. Anyway, yeah, Infinite is.
Yeah,
I don't know which one I like more. I forgot how much BioShock is a giant fucking fetch quest,
Yep.
and I'm tired of it. I got to the part where you have to gather parts for that new gun that you got that is like a cornucopia of gears and duct tape and whatever.
Yeah,
And
that was great about Infinite. It kept you moving.
Yeah, BioShock, every time I think I've completed something, I get a new goal that's worse than the Zelda games. And I really want to just enjoy it. Like almost takes away from being able to enjoy the aesthetic of the game. I know I'm being super critical. BioShock is a good game, cool story, but I want to play it and enjoy the story. I don't feel like I can right now with
Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair to look back at some of these games that, like, okay, just from a gameplay perspective, is it good? Is it bad? It's good, but is it
Yeah.
something that we can just go back to whenever just to enjoy that part of it? Maybe not.
That's
Maybe.
the thing, like, even though I know exactly what to do on some parts, I can't speed it along still.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like, taking pictures I was able to get through quickly, and I'll probably never do that again because I'm done with that objective. But, yeah.
Actually, I think that could be the same problem with Mario 64, now that I think about it. You know, because you have these wonderful worlds you want to get to that you've already visited, but no, fuck you, go back to this one and get that star.
Yeah, do this desert one 1,000 times because you suck at it. Yeah, doopa-doopa-doopa-doo. What else did I do? Yeah, BioShock. And I really wish that Stevie and Brett were here to talk about this more. Actually, nobody here owns a PS4, and you traded yours in, didn't you?
I
Or
sure
sold it or
did.
something.
I sold it for 300 bones.
Ah, man. Have you heard about the PT?
Yeah, I actually watched a full play of it.
How long was the full play?
About 3 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was the full thing.
PT, people still aren't entirely sure what that stands for.
Yes, they are.
All right, what is it then?
Playable teaser.
No, it's not. It's the type of tree.
Hmm?
Aha! Aha!
The fuck's going on?
Fucking damn it, Brett.
Okay, well, I watched the full part teaser to it that led up to the
Hold on,
reveal of
wait,
what
wait,
it
wait,
is.
wait. Oh, come on.
I don't know if that's considered a spoiler anymore.
No, it's I want to get Brett in here before I start talking about it because I really don't want to have to
All right.
restate
In the
what I'm
meantime,
going to
let's
say.
just keep on talking about Brett.
Yeah, and how dumb his
Yep.
hair looks.
Yeah, well, in fairness, that was a really stupid haircut he was showing off in that video that we were just watching of him.
That's why he wears hats.
Yep. I
It's
bet.
kinda dark in my room.
You know, did I ever tell you the first time I saw Brett's profile picture on Facebook, I had no idea what I was looking at?
You didn't tell me that, no, but...
No, it's because he had that baby face. He has that baby face in that picture. And I have
right.
no idea who that is. That's not the Brett I know.
It's because it's Brett Hatlessfield.
Well, no, he's shaving.
Brett, I invited you. Stop. Ah!
He's got that shaven baby face, and it's very confusing. I don't know how to emotionally acclimate to that.
I don't know, but I'm trying really hard to invite him into the call right now, listeners. I'm sorry you're dealing with this, and people that are watching even can't tell what's going on, but I invited him again. It doesn't make sense that we invited him from his phone, and we got him in here, but now he can't join.
Is he signed in as Sega?
I don't think so. He shouldn't.
No, he sent us a message as Brett.
Yeah.
That'd be really funny if he did that.
Oh my gosh. Stuff and things. Oh man, I want to talk about this, but I don't want Brett to miss anything because it's not going to make sense as soon as I start.
When I found out what PT was, I'll just talk about it for a second.
Sure.
When I found out what it was, I was kicking myself for selling my PS4.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's an exclusive or not. If it is, I might push me towards getting one. Yeah.
It's well, yeah, the playable teaser is probably exclusive. I doubt Konami would have the game be.
Yeah, or they might. Well, I don't know. Since it's Kojima, and they only did Metal Gear 4 on the PS3, dumber things have happened, you know.
Dumber things have happened, but wasn't like the 360 the lead platform for Metal Gear Rising?
I have no idea. I don't know if I'd count that as, you know, proof that they need to put...
I wouldn't even count that as Kojima, so yeah.
That's another good point, yeah. Sorry I keep sounding distant, listeners. I'm trying to figure out why Brett can't get into the call.
I just really want Brett to get into this call because I have to pee and I don't want you to be alone.
Oh, that would be pretty weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I could talk about something. I'd probably just grab the closest thing with words on it in my room and start reading it.
Yeah, does not make for good radio.
Nope.
But yeah, so I watched a full play of the PT, and while I watched it, I actually had to listen to this girl shriek and everything while watching it. But I have to say, even with all of that distraction, it was butt fucking intense. Fucking intense. I really, really liked it.
I'm excited if it follows suit. Probably major spoilers coming up for those listening. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to hold back because if you look up anything on this game, you'll get spoiled immediately. So at this point, anyway, because it's supposed to be a teaser demo, but fuck it, I'm just going to start talking about it because Brett has to restart shit because poop. Lots of crap and poop and duty and dookie. Anyway, PT is a teaser for the next Silent Hill game called Silent Hills, and it's being made by Hideo Kojima and what's his name?
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, that guy who did Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy. Excuse me. More recently, Pacific Rim. And the Paranormal Activity type movie called Mama. So it's from a first-person point of view instead of the third-person, which I guess I've played. I should preface this. I've only played Silent Hill 1, some of 2, and a little bit of Homecoming. But I think 4 is actually first-person view. Is that right?
No. Every Silent Hill game is primarily third-person view.
Oh.
Which is why I'm going to say that Silent Hills is probably also going to be. I think this was called PT quite specifically because it's just supposed to give you a teaser for what it's like, not necessarily what it's going to play like.
I hope it stays first-person because if it's third, there are so many things that this demo did that you wouldn't be able to do in third-person. But what we should say is the whole demo takes place in one hallway and a couple of rooms. you start out laying on the ground, and you have to get up, and you can only go through one door, and you learn the story of. I'm assuming it's your character is the husband who killed his wife and daughter, I think it was, or his family anyway. But you learn that through a staticky radio broadcast in the hallway, and you start out and you just see like bottles on the floor, pills on a table, shit went down, and as you're walking down the hallway, a door slowly opens, and all you hear in that room is a baby crying, and I was playing this with my girlfriend. She had already played it, but she wasn't telling me that much. And she's like, "You have to go up to the door. It won't progress." I'm like, "I don't want to." And she's like, "You have to." I'm like, "Nope. I know exactly what's gonna happen. It's not happening." And she's like, "You have to do it to progress." I'm like, "Fine." All you can do in the demo is hit R3, which is clicking the right thumbstick inward to zoom in on things. Or at least that's what they don't even tell you that. They don't tell you anything, how to do anything or progress at all in this demo, which I love, because that actually makes, I mean, if they did tell you how to do anything, it would spoil it, I think. So,
It become less of a haunted house and more of an obvious progression.
Yeah, it would just turn into like Mist or something. But you zoom into the bathroom, and suddenly, boom, there's a ghost or something. Some dead woman like screams at you and closes it, and then you can't open it up. So you walk down the hall. The only place you can go down some stairs, open a door, and you're back at the beginning of the hallway. So it keeps looping that hallway, and sometimes different parts of the hallway. And there's just, for some reason, we can't get Brett in the call. I'm sorry, listeners and viewers, that I keep getting distracted by this. But it's really weird that we could get him in before. But the
what
demo...
I really liked about the demo, from what I got to see, because I only watched the full play of it, is that there was a lot of things subtly happening that the game wasn't even cluing you into. So I was actually watching on Twitter some people tweeting images from it, and they didn't notice immediately while playing it. They noticed afterwards that at one point they were looking up in the main room where the swinging chandelier is.
Yeah.
At one point they looked up there and the ghost woman was up top just watching.
Yeah, see, that's the only thing my girlfriend told me that was going to eventually happen. We played this thing for over an hour, and I looked up every single time and never saw her. So I want to say that I want to say the whole thing's completely randomized. I feel like parts of it is and parts of it isn't. But there's the only things you have to interact with really is at one point where there's a chandelier hanging, it's replaced with a fridge that's like just dripping blood.
Fridge baby.
Yeah. And the thing in the sink, it's clearly a baby fetus. I don't know why people are like, I don't know what this creature is. I'm like, it's crying like a child, and then at one point it talks to you like a grown man. But it
looks like a stretched out bean.
Yeah, it looks weird, like combination of a turkey and a Stretch Armstrong or something. But and then covered in poop. But it's very the ghost kind of interacts with you in a very Ringu and like Grudge sort of way. But the first, like, I'll admit the first jump scare that got me, which wasn't even a jump scare, is when you go down the hallway and you turn the corner and that ghost is just standing in the hallway, not moving at all. And I'm like, really don't want to walk forward. I want to go in any direction but that. But you can't. You just have to. And I love how much it freaks you out. And I hope I'm not hyping this up too much, but it's only on PS4. It's just called PT. PT is a type of tree, and that's what they were saying the numbers come out to, like the first tree that was ever... I forget now. I was reading so much crap about this game today when I was clearly doing my job at work. And Hideo Kojima was hoping that it would take people a week to get through. And, he was very vague about the whole thing. The internet blew up about it a little bit, and it was solved within a day's time. Not even a day. But it's still, like, there's certain things that you have to get through to eventually unlock a trailer or a teaser trailer for the new Silent Hill game called Silent Hills, and it has Norman Reedus in it, who's now of Walking Dead fame. He was in the Boondock Saints. He plays Daryl in Walking Dead, and see, that's why I'm worried that it might be third person, just because he's in it, just to show him. But it still could be first person, and there's just maybe cut scenes throughout it, and he stars in them, whatever.
I really don't think it's going to be first person. I think that was just for the teaser. And I'm curious, though, as to say, what is things that you don't think would work in third person?
When he's standing and looking in the mirror, for one.
I mean, we had mirrors in every Silent Hill.
Yeah, but you saw it like directly behind you. They wouldn't be able to.
Well, there's quite a few moments in the Silent Hill games where their mirrors are involved, and yes, just because the camera angles makes it more difficult. But there's also moments in Silent Hill 4 where they intentionally bring you into the view. So one of my favorite moments in Silent Hill 4 is when you discover that there's like this peephole that leads into your neighbor's bedroom.
Yeah. And
you could see in there, and it gives you that first-person view in there. And after you look in there a few times, I forget what exactly triggers it, because every single time you look in it, there's a Robbie the Rabbit doll on her bed, just flopped there.
Okay.
But at one point, when you peek your eye in, the Robbie the Rabbit doll is looking directly at you and pointing its hand at you. And
that's fun.
There's no stinger music. There's no nothing. It's there, and it freaks you the fuck out because it's just there.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's the thing too. Also, is there's not really any. There's sounds in this game, but otherwise it's completely silent. So you have to use the sounds to get through a lot of it. Well, all of it pretty much. But that's something that unless they do the walkie-talkie or whatever again, like you couldn't really. You learn eventually that if a baby's laughing, you have to go to the bathroom, I think, and if you hear something say like you have to go to the radio, I think, and there was something else for the phone. But at first, you can't really tell where those are coming from unless you're facing a certain way. So I feel like it could be done in third person, but I think it's better done. I think just overall, it's better done in first person because you feel more like, oh my gosh, I don't want to turn around. I don't want to look around this corner. You know what I mean? Because like with the static camera angles, I don't know if they kept the static camera angles in 4 because that was just in a room anyway. But like Homecoming, they took that out. It was basically a third-person action adventure kind of thing. But there's
was so awful.
I didn't play a whole lot of it, but it definitely didn't feel like a Silent Hill game. But but there were parts in the game, or in the PT demo, where I would go down the hallway and I would walk backwards, and my girlfriend would be like, why are you looking that way? I was just running through this as fast as I could. I'm like, I have to explore every little bit of everything, and I want to see if something appears as I'm leaving the room. I want to watch the door close, but the door won't close until you're facing the other door and try to open that door. So it's like stuff like that I don't think they could do in third person.
One of the most Silent Hill-ish moments of that demo. Because to me, as much as that demo was freaky as all fuck, and the radio with the radio almost blaring hints at times was very Silent Hill. But a lot of it, the whole ghost thing did not feel Silent Hill to me.
It didn't. That's where it felt more like Mama and stuff.
Yeah. But the most Silent Hill moment for me was when you look into the peephole into the bathroom and you start hearing the murder happen.
Yeah, you don't see anything, which is what I love, which is what no fucking games or barely any movies do anymore, is they let your imagination run wild. That's like what Alfred Hitchcock was known for. That's what you see in a lot of stuff and partially stuff that, they could get away with that on like public television, but now it's just, we'll cut this person's head off, we'll do whatever, we'll let you see everything, won't leave anything to the imagination. That's what I really liked about that.
Compliment that demo on the ghost design, because when I see just screenshots of that ghost show up in my Twitter feed, it freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah. It's
it's a scary-ass ghost.
Yeah, and see, I liked how it wasn't a whole, it didn't feel a whole lot like Silent Hill partially because of that ghost. There weren't any nurses or like
Well, it
rusted
wasn't
parts.
creatures. There wasn't creatures.
Yeah,
Silent
it
Hill is
was just
all about creatures.
yeah. And there's damn it. All right, Brett, you're not getting into this call.
No. You know what happened is I think when Brett came in on the phone, that was his invite into the call.
Okay.
And then once he left after that, then that was it.
It should still let us invite him in, though.
It should, but I don't. Fucking Google.
Yeah.
If there's one bit of information I want people to take away from this podcast, long after this podcast is over, fucking Google.
Very much so.
But yeah, PT. It was alarming to me a bit when I found out that this was Silent Hill. This is the direction it was going in. But then I thought about it logically. If they have Norman Reedus in there, it's not going to be a first-person game. It's going to be probably going to be traditional, over-the-shoulder Silent Hill. So I mean, it was actually I had the opposite response, kind of. Is when you're thinking, oh yay, Silent Hill in first person, great. I was thinking, oh no.
I think it works, but Condemned 1 and 2 are also some of my favorite games from the 360 and PS3 generation, so it's kind of, I don't know. There's things you can do in third-person survival horror, like what we were talking about last week with static camera angles and Resident Evil and stuff like that. There's things you can do better in first-person, so as long as it's done well. I mean, actually, you know, if it's done well in third-person view, if it's just as scary as that demo, then cool. I don't care if it's in third person. Go for it.
And I don't think it necessarily needs to have one or the other. What I think would be really cool is if it's like a regular Silent Hill game, but has some of these like escape the room sequences like that demo that are in first person. Like that would make sense to me.
Yeah, there was also stuff though, like in the playthrough you watched, did it have them looking at the wall, turning away to read the word hello?
I saw that part.
Like, I don't know how you would do that in a third-person point of view. You know what I mean?
Well, which Silent Hill was it? I forget. But actually, I think it was Silent Hill 2, where it was through subtle nods of the protagonist, James, just turning his head to look at something that made you look at something. So when the character noticed something subtle like that, you noticed.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't play a whole lot of that one, but yeah.
Silent Hill 2 is one of my favorite games ever, and I still think it holds up perfectly well. It's hard to play, not because controls or anything like that. It's hard to play because there's some moments in there you just don't want to play.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to descend down the Silent Hill Historical Society ever again, even though I know I will come back many, many times. And there's actually a comment you made on the last show about how tank controls being a necessity to the genre. And I actually cite you to play Silent Hill 2 with the 3D controls on, because that is a perfect marriage between tank and regular controls.
The 3D controls? Was that like right when DualShock came out or something?
If you go into the options menu and tick 3D controls or 2D controls, I forget which one it is, but it basically lets you play pointing your stick in the direction that makes sense for the camera. But when the camera switches, you'll still be continuing to move in the direction you were moving. But once you release the stick, the controls reset to where the new camera angle is.
That's weird.
It's actually a lot more intuitive than you think.
It sounds confusing, but I don't know.
Confusing.
If I had it in front of me, it probably makes sense at least. So.
Yeah, and it's actually my favorite, like, tank-style game to go back to, just because that control option makes it a whole lot more bearable for me.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been fine with the tank controls, but I've said that before. Blah, 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 blah.
That was a long time on PT.
Yeah, I could talk about it more, and I'm actually borrowing my girlfriend's PS4 just to show it to my roommates tonight after we're done here.
Yeah, that's so. But you did go all the way to get to the teaser.
No,
No, you didn't get that far.
because it's fucking random as hell. And we watched a couple of playthrough, or watched a playthrough, and then read a bunch of FAQs, and there's no solid way to get through this thing. So there was no solid way to trigger the fucking trailer, basically, that we found anyway. We must have read 3 or 4 different strategies, and none of them had the same answer. So
Talk
gave
about
up.
this more while I go pee. Okay, or not. I'm gonna go pee.
It's just that there's parts in the game. There's literally parts where you have to take 10 steps after hearing a certain noise, and you have to listen to your faint footsteps, and but you have to make it to a telephone in a certain amount of in those 10 steps sometimes, or things like that. I mentioned how you only zoom in with the R3 stick, that right stick there, red stick right there, and things like that. But it queues up a trailer, and hopefully it's a good game. It was also made by a company, I guess they just threw together, which I thought was cool. Not threw together, but so that people wouldn't know it's actually by Kojima and stuff. And that's a good thing. And it's only on the PS4, but I don't know if it's going to be console specific or not. I'm trying to read things and then say other things. Boy, it's good to be the only one in this room right now talking to myself. I hope everybody likes video games. Hope everybody loves hearing my awesome radio voice. This is Scotty Moe on the radio, coming to you live, but not really from the internet, talking about dumb things that no one cares about, but there's a camera in front of me making them relevant. Blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Tom's back, but he's not saying anything because he's enjoying me making an ass of myself. All right.
I was gonna see when you naturally came to a conclusion.
I fucking saw you as soon as you sat down.
Oh, that was good stuff.
Oh,
That's
boy.
good stuff. I've been holding it ever since Brett. It was known that Brett would be joining us, and then he kept on not joining, and I kept on having to pee.
Mm-hmm.
It
I
was-
invited him again. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Did he said he was making a burner account or something.
Yeah, I invited that. It's probably not gonna work. I really don't want to start this call over and make this like a 2-part episode, but it might turn into that because I'm gonna get pissed off if we can't get him in here.
We could just like have a logical conclusion to, and that was what we've been playing. Stay tuned for part 2. Because it's not like anyone's actually watching live.
Yeah, fuck this. All right, I've been Scotty Moe. Tune in like 30 seconds, or just click on the link below, or this one right here. Fuck you, Google.